Hi, my name is Alex. In this video I'll show you how to replace Jackson Floyd Rose on an electric guitar. In this case it is a Jackson Floyd Rose. I'll replace this low quality licensed Jackson Floyd Rose to this German high quality Schaller Lockmeister. And let's go on. So here's the Floyd Rose Schaller Lockmeister, the German high quality Floyd Rose. They have also different models, low quality and high quality. I made a video about it, but it was in German because I started my channel in German. Maybe I will make a new video. The video is old, new video in English or maybe in both languages. And some people still don't understand and they ask, but this is steel, why? This is steel, they think steel is hard. No, there are many different kinds of steel. And this is, for example, this hardened steel. This is really hard. If you try to scratch it, if you take a file and try to erase this part, this knife, this edge, and nothing will happen. Just the color will erase, but not the metal. It is so hard, it is amazing. But if you take common steel, you will damage it with a file. Common steel is also wearing out and very good. I've seen it a lot on different big manufacturers where I worked as an electrician and a mechanical. So these are completely different things. So and sometimes the Floyd Rose is made of hardened steel, but not completely. Yes, this part, for example, but the saddles are not hardened. And later I will show you on this Jackson guitar that on these places where the strings are, you can see the marks or the traces, because it is soft and the strings are pressing down into the metal. So that leads to caves in these places, yes, between this part that presses down on the string. When there is a cave, it can no longer hold the string and the string will slip out. So I had this problem on another guitar. And sometimes this main part is not hardened. And if you play a while, a month, 2 months, then these knives, they will be also damaged. And then you have not this only one point of return, then you have 2 or more points, and your tuning is going down and up all the time, and that's bullshit. This is why you need the hardened steel completely. So I ordered this one. It is the same like the Floyd Rose original, the same measures, but the Floyd Rose original is also produced by Schaller in Germany. I have one on another guitar, and there you can see also here made in Germany, and also on the locking nut. You can go on their homepage here, schaller.info, and look, they have German and English languages, and there you can choose different Floyd Roses, and Schaller Lockmeister is available in 6 colors. And there are a few other important options that you can choose also. So the first one is the size of the sustain block. You can see here 32 millimeters. There are 3 or 4 different sizes. The next thing you need to choose is the radius, yes, of the Floyd Rose. As you can see here, there are 4 available. The radius of your fretboard, it can be different in the beginning and in the end. So it is also in my case. And the end of the guitar, I have the radius of 16, so I choose 16. But on the beginning of the fretboard and the top lock, the locking nut is 12, so I choose this 12 radius. You have here 5 different options. So you can see there's also 2 different models, R2 and R3. They have different width, 41 and 3 millimeters and 42.9 millimeters. So that's important. So here you have a little instruction, and then the other parts, 3 springs, 2 screws and the spring holder. Yeah, then we have these 2 bolts, yes, for the knives here. The tools, 2 keys. Then the top lock with 2 different kinds of screws. You see this one, this wood screws, is to install them from the upper part. And these screws you need if you have holes in your neck, and you need to install them from the back side. So then we have here the retainer. For some guitars it is important to hold the strings down, but not every manufacturer does install these retainers, so maybe it is not so important. So the tremolo arm with this screw, that's good. I like this. And they give me also a poster. Polyester poster. You can use it as a poster, but the pictures doesn't have a good quality, I would say. But why not? 80 years, yes, they're world finest guitar parts. Yes, but if they sell these low quality Floyd Roses, it's absolutely not fine. I said it is bullshit that they sell just rubbish. They sell just rubbish because the low quality Floyd Roses costs also a lot. It's a lot money. Over 100 or 200 euro. This one costs 268 euros and 13 cents. The Floyd Rose original costs on Tomen now 444 euros. As I already said, they manufacture also the Floyd Rose original in Germany, but they develop their own thing, and they promise that their new Schaller Lockmeister give you a better sound, more sustain, more stability, and so on. And I watched some reviews and the people tell that they're really pretty good, so I decided to install this one. But the low quality Floyd Roses is just a crime. It's just a crime. They sell you rubbish for this, a lot of money. That's the capitalistic stupid manner, to lie to the people and to sell them rubbish for a lot of money. So buy only good quality things. But there is a thing that I'm not happy about. What is this? What the fuck is this? This is rust. Yes, why? Such a high quality product and then something like this. Okay, it's not a big problem. Yes, I can remove it. It's not a big problem, but I pay so a lot of money for this thing. I wait for completely good quality. But what's with a quality check? Hello? Do the people sleep there? So I told them, I sent them an email, and they shipped me another one, a new one, for their own costs. Okay, this is solved. This is how it should be. Because this is bullshit, come on. And they sent me one more of this cluster. Okay, why not? But yes, these small little things that take place in your flat and you don't need them at all. But okay, maybe I can use it as a cluster or a rack. Okay, why not? Why not? It's good. It's not so important, but okay. And there's one more thing. The original innovators. Look at this. But this can be useful, I think. Here you can see a microphaser cleans glass display and touch screens. Okay, that can be good because the screen of my laptop needs to be cleaned time after time. And maybe this is a good thing. I need to try it out. And I noticed one more thing. Here you can see what's with the color here. It's not painted so well. Yeah. Okay, it's not bad. It is decided it's hidden under the Floyd Rose. Nobody will see it. Okay, it's no problem. But hey, what's with the quality control? Hello? Do the people sleep there? So I was a little bit disappointed. Here you can see the sign from Schaller. And there's one more thing I ordered because I painted my guitar into white and red, and then I saw this. This is great, yes? Floyd Rose made this 2 years ago maybe, or 1 year. I don't remember right. It's cool, you can see them. They have different colors, green and blue, full set. And I've seen also other colors, but separate parts in the colors pink and purple. And there's another color that's like fuel. It is like golden, but with different glossy colors. if you see a puddle of fuel on the street somewhere and you see these different colors, it is the same. The Floyd Rose has also a complete Floyd Rose in this color, so you can look at it on their homepage. So there are different screws in this color. You can see it is also not well painted, but okay, here it's not a problem. Nobody will see these parts, but I hope that the color will hold a long time. I don't know how long it holds. I read also feedbacks on Tomen about these parts. The people told that they are good, so I decided to take them. And we have here, we have these parts, smaller parts. You have to hold the strings. There are 7. There's always one more. These are these parts here. Then these small screws for the saddles. 7 pieces. Then 4 screws for the locking nut. 7 long screws. These screws. Then you have here springs, red and black springs. 3 pieces, 3 black springs and 3 red, and they have a little bit different length, and the black springs are softer, the red springs are harder, and they have something inside so that the strings don't make noise while you're playing. Okay, that's cool too, why not? But there's one thing I don't understand. What for? 4 screws that are screws for the sustain block here. Nobody will see them. So what for? I don't understand. I will not install them. Here you can see the 3 holes for these screws. Well, I won't install them because it doesn't make sense. Maybe I can use them somewhere else. It will be better if they would make these screws, yes, these micro tuning screws red. That will be better. But I have an interesting idea what I can do here. I will show you it later. So let's start. So at first I need to change this plate and to change the screws. So I found how to use this cluster. It's important not to mix up them. They have different sizes, different height. So there are these 3 screws. I will adjust them by A now, but later we need to adjust them exactly. You need to put them in with this hole down and in the direction of the bolt. It looks nice, huh? But you can see the screws here, and you can see that the paint is not everywhere. So here you can see the R3, their sign, and the radius, 12. So you can see here different traces and the rust. Maybe they made it wrong the first time. So this is the guitar. It's a cheap model. It's the JS32 Rhodes. I bought it very cheap on the internet and I wanted to rebuild it. A guitar master painted it for me in white and red. It looks cool. So I ordered also these red aluminium knobs and these red frames, also made from metal. I ordered both from AliExpress, and I also installed Seymour Duncan pickups, Black Winter Night set, but the white version. They sound amazing. Now I want to replace this low quality Jackson Floyd Rose. So here you can see the head is also painted and the logo is something like a tattoo. I ordered it extra. It is under the leg. What do we need to do is just open the locking nut and loosen the strings here, put them away and put away the completely Floyd Rose and install the new one. And I show you how to do it. The important thing is to put the guitar on the table in this way that the head is beyond the table, because the level of the head is lower than the lowest part of the body, so that you don't damage the head or the neck. It's important to do this, or put something under the guitar. Put out the springs. So here you can see inside the traces from the string, from the winding, and here too a little bit, and inside there, yes. So the string is pressed into the saddle. So that is what I talked about. I didn't play this guitar so much, but after a longer time it will push it further and further, and there will be a cave formed so that this part cannot press this string strong enough, because here are these two edges and the spring will spring out. It didn't happen still on this guitar, but it's just a question of time. I had the same problem on another guitar with low quality Ibanez Floyd Rose. So on here, the main part, the knives, they seem to be good, but I'm not sure if that is really hardened steel. But however, I want to install the shutter. So here you can see it clearly how strong the string was pushed into the saddle 2 times. Yes, left and right. On hardened steel you'll never see something like this. So at first I will remove the locking nut and install a new one. There's nothing difficult. So there can be a little problem, and this time it is here in my case. So you can see this is the different height of this locking nuts. Yes, and that's a problem. This one's a little bit higher. 1 or 2 millimeters. If you want to install it, you need to cut a little bit wood from here. You need to remove this part and to take it very careful. To use tape to guard the other parts of the guitar. I made it already on another guitar. You need to make it really straight so that the surface is straight. If it's not straight, then the top lock will be also not straight. So if you're not sure, give the guitar to a master to do it for you. But maybe I will keep this one at first. I don't know what quality is it, because when the master painted my guitar, maybe he exchanged this, because these upper parts, they were too small. And I told it to him and he changed it. Maybe he changed it completely, I don't know. But this one works good, so I can keep it here. Or maybe I will do it, but later. But there was nothing about the height on the home page. There were only the width, yes, and the length. And you can, as you can see, it is the right length, the same. And here, this side, also the same. I forgot to look for all of the sizes. And now we have this little problem, but it's not a big problem. Sometimes they are so small, for example, Goto have such small, but mostly they are high. So now the Floyd Rose, so we need to remove this part. And here's an extra metal part with 2 screws, maybe for more stability on the fretboard. But you can adjust the Floyd Rose lower so that the strings are lower on the fretboard, and that's bad. At first you need to remove the screws and then put out the whole system, because I think you cannot put it away separately. On another guitar it was made the same way. You can make them a little bit higher and then we will take them out. And the tools we need for it, not to damage the guitar. Take this piece of cloth, then pack it, the screw, and use it like a lever. If they sit not so hard inside, so it will work. I made it already many times with other guitars. Yes, it works. One side a little bit and then the other side a little bit. Yes, it is a complete system. You can put them out here. It was the same thing on another guitar. So they must fit perfectly. And then we need a piece of wood, for example, and slowly and carefully put them in. But it's better to remove the screws. So easy it is. If they are the same size like the old, put the old away and put the new in. But some manufacturers have different sizes. For example, Ibanez or Goto, these parts are bigger and then you need to drill, but you need to do it very carefully and really 100% straight. So in my first guitar, one of them was straight, it was okay, but the other one I made a little bit askew, and that caused problems. So give it better to a master to do it. Or there are also other possibilities. If you have the same size, the same screws, so you can just change the screws. If it's maybe difficult to remove them, so you can keep them in, it's not a problem, they are good quality and nothing will happen to them. You can just remove the old screws and put the new screws in. Or if the new ones are bigger, you can order these bolts separately. New bolts with good quality. So, and we need to check it. It should be the same size, but to be sure it's better to check it. And if there's something wrong, then we need to take a file or a cutter and cut it away. So, but there is one little problem, and this is this part for the tremolo arm. The new one is bigger than the old one, and this part touches the wood. So I need to cut the wood a little bit, but that's not a problem. That's easy to make. So it's always the thing, because they change always something on the new Floyd Roses. So if you have an elder guitar, you need to be ready that something will be needed to adjust. So we take the cutter and the hammer. It is the complete edge, and that is in the way here. So you can see here already a crack on the paint. Oh, now it's okay, it fits perfectly and nothing is in the way. And then we need to solder this cable, but you can keep your old parts if they are okay. It doesn't absolutely matter what it is. And if you have good screws, but I have low quality screws. One of them I replaced already with this one, because it was so damaged here that it was just a round hole and I couldn't use it anymore. So before you install, you can check the saddles, the position of the saddles, but they are a little bit different. This part is a bit longer than here, but the important point is the end of the saddles here, where the string is lying down. So you can try to adjust them. You can look where the knives are. They need to be at the same level, and then you need to make the saddles in the same position in this point. But however, later you need to check it one more time if the measure is right. So I decided to install the new locking nut. This one is 1.5 millimeters higher, a little bit more. I made here the lines on both sides, and this part is also 1.5 millimeters, so I can remove it so that I have less work, or remove it in an easier way. The locking nut is installed and was way easier than I thought. I needed only the file. And then what do we next? We put the Floyd Rose in and install the springs and then the strings. At first, you can compare the new springs to the old ones. They have nearly the same length. So you need to install this part at the same level as it was before. You need to mark it. Okay, I have here small markers and I can watch it also in the video. I know where it was. Nearly. It don't need to be 100% the same position because however we need to adjust it later, but nearly the same. And we install all 3 springs at first. So then we take the tremolo arm and we need something to put under it so that the float is straight to the top. Adjust the height of the Floyd Rose by your eye. Look where the strings will be, or you can take a string, put it on the 2 points and look where will it be. You can adjust the height later. You don't need to worry about it and to screw it while it is installed here, because it is hard install and nothing will happen to it. And then we take the strings, install them, tune them, and the tuning that you need. And look at the Floyd Rose, what's happened here. If you tuned the tuning that you need and you see that the Floyd Rose is lower than you need to unscrew the screws from the springs to make the tension lower. And if it's higher, then you need to screw the screws into the body to make the tension higher. And you need to tune the strings again and find the balance. But I will make the same tuning as it was before. The strings have the same size as the strings before. I installed the saddles nearly the same position as it was before, so it should be going faster. I made it already the same way on another guitar and it was really fast. I put the strings always this way so that the ball is here. It works very well and nothing happens to it. It is much better and faster, and you need just to cut it on the other side and there will be no rings. So okay, on this one there will be maybe a half, on the first one maybe 1 or 2. So you need to cut, not at this place, a little bit further from there, so that it is comfortable to install it. It is better a little bit more, then it will be too less. And as you can see, there are not a lot of windings. Maybe you can make the same on these thin strings. So I tuned the guitar into this tuning I need, but not 100%. I think that you know how to tune the Floyd Rose if you are watching this video. String after string, you can start with the first one or with the sixth one, and then the next, the next, the next, and then again from the beginning, and so many times until you have the perfect tuning. But it is not perfect, and it is not needed because now I need to put out the rubber there. So as you can see here, it is straight, or nearly straight, and so fast can you do it. If you have the experience already, it works very well. And then you need just to tune it in the common way. Just tune the strings one after others on many times, and look at the Floyd Rose, what's happening here. If it will go up, then you need to tighten the springs. I recommend to make only a quarter rotation of every screw, because if you make a half rotation, it can be already too much. So then I need to adjust the height. It is a little bit too high, and then tune the Floyd Rose. It works very well.